I want to speak about for a few minutes about this obsession, this thing that some of us have with the two-parent household. I want to make something very, very clear, that it is always in the best interest of the children that they do have their mother and their father. Matter of fact, it is always in the best interest of the children to have their mother, their father, their cousins, their uncles, their nieces, their grandmothers, grandfathers. It is good, period, for children to be surrounded by the biological family unit, and then outside of the biological family unit, that family is supported by their community. Their community is supported by their town, their neighborhood, their country, their nation. When these things do not fall in their proper place, then we have the chaos, we have the anarchy, the confusion, the violence, the disrespect, the arrogance, all the things that we suffer right now. So it's more than just being or having a two-parent household. It's about being human beings able to live in a community, having the respect and the love and the care for one another. When you don't have that, I don't care what these two parents do, because the children will fall victim, as we see every day, to the predator-like behaviors of a society that does not give a damn about them. The two-parent household. One reason of why so many cling to the two-parent household is because that's their reason to justify, so they don't have to blame Caucasian people, so they don't have to talk about slavery. If only there was more two-parent households, we wouldn't. The slave had two-parent households. And the slave master would sell the father, sell the mother, sell the children off. They had two-parent households. Why? It did not help their situation. That's not the problem. You have marriages. And all of this is based and root in our belief in a God and these religious belief systems. How many of these two-parent households really were happy? The women were happy. Many women stay in marriages because they believe in the Bible. They believe in marriage. So they tolerate a silly, stupid, abusive husband for the sake to keep the marriage together for the children. We all know that. What is the percentage of the women that suffer? The reason why you don't see women wanting to marry is because they don't want to be caught up in this marriage where there's a chance where a man will be abusive, and you have that legal obligation, and then you have to go through divorce and all this bull crap. So why get married to begin with? I just shack up, I just have my children. When you decide to trip, I can easily go my way, and Negro, you go your way. We've always had two-parent households for a long time. It did not stop you from being lynched. It did not stop you from being discriminated against. It did not stop you from being so many things oppressed in this nation. Then one day, Massa set the Negro free. You and your two-parent household. And that's really when everything went crazy. It's just like your dog. Your dog is kept up in the house. Then you open up the back door and your dog go, woo! He's so happy to be free. So now you have dark-skinned people. You copy your massa, and your massa came from a two-parent household, and he was a slave owner. Explain that. Many evil and wicked people come from two-parent households. If two-parent households are so great, you explain why they produce some evil and wicked type people. It don't mean nothing. It don't change a person's way of thinking. It is not a problem solver. It's just an allegiance to a religious system. So now you have, even in the Caucasian society, you have poor Caucasian people, middle class people, Caucasian pink people who are suffering, and they are calling it a drug epidemic. Many of them are coming from two-parent households. The parents are on drugs and the children are on drugs. Explain that. It's not about the ritual of a marriage. It's about the economics. When the economics began to decline in these Caucasian neighborhoods, towns, or maybe even cities, then people have a feeling of hopelessness. That's why people turn to drugs. People turn to drugs. People turn to alcohol. People turn to excessive sex. Y'all turn to overeating. A lot of people turn to certain things, smoking. It's a way to ease the pain. So I don't care if you come from a two-parent household or a single household. If your economics not right, you are under oppression, you are on some type of, something is giving you problems, you want a way out, can't find a way out, drugs, alcohol, these things give us temporary relief. Then we go to church, and the preacher tells us about how God is going to do this and God is going to do that, and the drug epidemic continues to rise. The two-parent households continue to split. Why is that? Serial killers come from two-parent households. I think somebody said that Jeffrey Dahmer, the cracker that was dismembering and eating black people, came from a two-parent household. There's these guys called the Menendez brothers. They murdered their parents. How many Caucasian people coming from two-parent households, they actually murdered their parents? They had their mother and their father, and they decided to kill both of them. I will say that again for you Negroes. Holier than thou. Two-parent households gonna solve all our problems. You have people that came from two-parent households. They murdered their father and their mother. How come it didn't help them? Marriage is a way to make men feel special, like they are needed, because you can't have a baby, you can't breastfeed a baby, you have no real bond and connection to a child, and when you see that woman breastfeeding her baby, having that bond, men get jealous. I have a relative, and I saw him jealous when his wife had those children on her breast and took attention away from him. It's sad, but that's why we are in a situation that we're in, because the men are messed up. They have become unnatural because they want the attention that women get, they want it for themselves. So now you create this marriage garbage so you can tell the woman, you're not a real woman unless you have a man, which is a lie. Again, going back to my prior statement, it's always good to have a husband and a wife, a male and a female, raising their children. In fact, all family. However, it's not necessary, because in nature, there are many examples. You see females that don't have males around. They have been raising female babies and male babies successfully for years and years and years. Now here you are, you have a human being, a human female. She's not a bear, she's not a wolf, she's not one of the beasts of the field. All these other creatures can raise, females can raise their babies, male and female, by themselves if necessary. Many of them been doing it for generations. But here she is, the most intelligent female on the planet, and she's so dumb, she's so stupid, she's so silly, she cannot raise her babies, including the male child. The reason why you see the male child behaving the way they do is not because of the woman, it's because in this society, the very nature, listen to me, the very nature of you as a man has been disrupted or even destroyed. Also, there is no criteria. You don't know what it means to be a man. Being a man is different in all societies. The requirement of manhood in Eskimo society is different from what is required from somebody living in Australia or wherever you may find. It's according to what the people or the community expect out of their men, is according to what the community is expected from their females, that determine what they want you, your role in that society, to call you a man or a woman. In America, there is no criteria. There's nothing but confusion, transgender, homosexuality. There is no real definition of what is expected of a man or a woman. You can be anything that you want to be in America. But overall, the emphasis from the so-called Negro, the emphasis of why we keep talking about, well, the two-parent family, is because we don't want to blame white people. We don't want to blame slavery. We don't want to blame our wonderful country that we've become comfortable slaves in and loyal to. Certainly, it's not white folks. Certainly, slavery is over. It's a long time ago. Certainly, it's not economics. Certainly, it's not education. None of these things. You don't want to blame nothing that might blame your massa. So whether you like it or not, the root of the problem is the society that your massa created. That's the root of it. And you cannot kill a weed until you kill the root. So keep enjoying what's happening, that you keep complaining about what you actually enjoy. I hope that you enjoyed that clip, just like I have always enjoyed that clip. But I would like to thank Dave Chappelle and the writers for bringing to us something so hilarious. I mean, it's funny. But I wanted to use that to make my point. I need to make that point very quickly. I have only about 10 minutes. So please bear with me, because I will be speaking sort of fast, trying to get everything that I would like to within the next 9 minutes. Here we go, y'all. I am Angel Snup Number 7, your soul brother number 1. Now check this out. There are many persons who get angry at me. They don't like what I have to say. And I guess they want to show me how superior or better they are than me. They don't know what I have. They don't know anything about me. But they want to show that chances are they are better. So they want to tell me about their success. Their success is education. I'm a Harvard graduate. I have a master's degree, a PhD, whatever all these degrees are. They want to tell me about their cars and their houses and their things. So success in this world is based on things. The teachings of Elijah Muhammad, money, houses, things. Your success is things, the material things that you can get. Now, mind you, when you die, all these things you care about don't mean nothing. Your house, your car, your degrees, none of that goes in the casket with you. You take none of that with you. So when you die, all the other leeches that's around you who care about things, they fight over the things that you left. Because anything that they can get helps make them look better in the eyes of others who believe success is things. You can be stupid. You can be an idiot. You can be arrogant. You can have poor character. You can be the worst human being on the planet. But people will look over those attributes that show that you are a low quality, disgusting human being pig. And that's an insult to pigs, because pigs really are nice creatures when you leave them alone. They're not going to bother you. So I apologize to the swines and the pigs out there listening. You get my point. Let's not play ignorant. There are those who like to play ignorant. I make so many enemies and I make so many people angry because my message is very simple. It's to the point. A child can understand what I'm saying. So if it gets you angry and you really feel silly talking about, I don't know what you're talking about, with all this intellect you claim, you have all these degrees and you are so smart, houses and cars, your success is based on things. That's a shame. Somebody with so much intellect, so much spirituality, but when it's all said and done, you are judged by the things that you have. And a thing is not alive. The car, the degrees, all these things that give you value are not alive. Here you are, a living being, and you depend on things to give you, things that are dead, things that are not alive, to give you value. That's a shame. That's pitiful. Black. Many of us consider ourselves black people. Then you have, on the other end of the spectrum, white people. Black and white. White is opposite of black. Black is opposite of white. However, something is wrong because you are black, but you don't act opposite of the white people, because the white people view things as a way of success. So the reason why I want to be famous, so I can get things. And then I want to be able to control those who are less successful than me. I want them to be my servants. I want you to wash my clothes, sweep my floor, because I have more things than you have. I don't give a damn about your life. Now we have this slave master slave relationship going on. At first, at one time, it was chattel slavery. But now I'm better than you because I own McDonald's and you work for me making the minimum wage. I'm your master and you my slave. I give you just enough so that you can keep coming back and serve me. We're all looking for things. So now we go back to the David Chappelle, Stinky the Grunt, the Muppet, puppet or whatever, in the trash can. He don't care about material things. For the first time in my life, I'm finally free because he don't care anything about things. If you truly want to be a liberated and free people, you must first get up out of the mindset of things and stop being like the Caucasian people. But that's all y'all talk about, is getting things. If the Caucasian people, if the white people are materialistic, then you should be opposite. If they are greedy, you should want to share. If they are anti-woman, you should uplift the woman. If they are against nature with their technology, then you should be in accord with nature. That's not the case. You are nothing but a dark-skinned version of them. So your skin color does not mean nothing. Talking about I'm black, you're nothing but them with dark skin. Whether you holler black power or not. Because you all base your living and what brings you value on things. How you dress. Look at the clothes I wear. Look at my education. I'm so scholarly. I got this black scholarship thing down pat. It's all about things. I am so happy that I grew up surrounded by life. I grew up on a being the child of sharecroppers. When I woke up in the morning, I heard chickens. Cock-a-doodle-doo, cock-a-doodle-doo. I watched the squirrels go up and down the trees. The deer eating out in the grass. There was a pond. I could see the fish swimming around. We had chickens. We had cows. I was surrounded by life. I'm happy with the clothes on my back. I'm happy with the food that I'm able to eat. I don't care nothing about the fancy cars. I don't care nothing about that till this day. People call me cheap. I'm not cheap. I don't care nothing about things. What makes me happy is my spirituality, and my spirituality is nothing but my emotional connection to a human being. But the majority of human beings nowadays, y'all are cold-blooded because things give you value, thus make you dead spiritually. You have no connection to life. You have no connection to other human beings when they don't have things like you do. So you dang sure don't give a damn about the deer and the bear and the goat and the gophers and the ants or nothing. You're just like your slave master. You're nasty, you're vulgar, you're a porn addict, you gender confused, you all messed up. Because that which gives your life value, or the reason why you exist, is to collect things instead of learning how to live and appreciate life. I'm so happy that I'm not like you. That's why you can't comprehend me. That's why you don't understand me. Because I am part of the living, while you praise that which is dead, including your Jesus and Muhammad, all these other dead things. The worshiper of dead. That's your spirituality. Worship of the dead. Let's talk about it. Jot down your comments, y'all. Till next time. Peace out. Well, is the church in the house? Well, can I get an amen? I'm going to say that again. Is the church in the house? Can I get an amen? Well, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Is the church in the house? Can I get an amen? Well, well, I got a request, Lord. I got a request. They want me to talk about these YouTubers that want you to support them with your money. Just $5, just $1. Come to Patreon and support me. Yeah, I want you to support me. I just need $5. I just need $1. Support me. That's what's wrong with black folks. They don't support each other. That's what they said. Can the church, can I get an amen? Well, Angel Snub Nub 7, could you do a video on the YouTube people begging for money, asking for money? I need your support because black folks don't support one another. Woo! Yeah, well, welcome to an Angel Snub Nub 7 rant video. I am your soul brother number 1. Angel Snub Nub 7, yes, a rant video. Here we go. I know you won't like it, but I don't give a dang. Woo-hoo. Yes. Now, getting very serious. I don't want the people of soul. I don't want the so-called Negro. I don't want the African Americans. I don't want this black community on YouTube. I don't want you to feel guilty. Because in a nutshell, you don't owe the advice show, Jay Miller Speaks Out, Cynthia G, well, all these people out here upset because you won't give them your hard-earned dime. You don't owe them a damn thing. I'm going to say that again. You don't owe them a damn thing. Number 1, YouTube is free. It was free for the advice show, Brother Phil. It was free for Cynthia G. Jay Miller Speaks Out. Didn't cost them nothing. I don't know what they do for a living. Working at McDonald's, digging a ditch, assistant to President Obama. I don't know what they do for a living. But they came to YouTube years ago for free, did not invest in nothing, did not cost them a dime, and they created these platforms where they can run their mouth, where they can talk, and that's what YouTube is about. People coming to YouTube, making videos, a lot of them, especially the so-called Negro, they want to talk. But if you notice, those who talk, they don't like to explain. So they will block you. I'm not talking about silly trolls, faceless trolls. When you actually have a valid, credible question or an observation, then they block you. But you have a lot of folks that are drawing to their platform. And that's all well and dandy. Cool. So you mess around and you get caught up in the fantasy. Brother Phil is caught up in the fantasy. Jay Miller Speaks Out, Cynthia, all these black folks, I guess you call yourself black, I don't know, dark-skinned people, they come on YouTube and get caught up in the fantasy. Yeah, so now they believe they spent most of their life working at McDonald's, assistant to President Obama, whatever they was doing, and now they believe they can become the new CNN. There's nothing wrong with that. You can be CNN, a black-skinned version, a dark-skinned version of CNN, or Fox News, or whatever you want to be. There's nothing wrong with that. But you get caught up in the fantasy, and you want your subscription, your subscriber, your viewership, it really begins to climb. You have 2,000 subscribers, then 100,000, then 200,000, 300. Woo! Your average view is 50,000 views. And then YouTube introduced monetization. Now you can get paid for running your mouth. Woo! Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. We Negroes, we done hit the jackpot now. I might be able to quit my job at McDonald's. Woo! I got it going on. So now they are caught up in the fantasy. I'm saying the fantasy because everything that we see, a lot of times, it's not real. When it comes to subscribers, you can buy subscribers. Did you know that? Did you know you can buy views for YouTube? You can buy subscribers and you can buy views. We don't know how many of these hundreds of thousands of subscribers were bought and paid for by Cynthia G or Jay Miller Speaks Out or the Advice Show. We don't know. Then you have people who subscribe to your channel. They like a video, subscribe, and you will never see them again in life. They're not interested. You cool, but I'm not into listening to you every day. I like this video, subscribe, and they move on. Never to be seen again. Now we have this problem. We're being upset because now YouTube has taken away a lot of the monetization where you're not speaking on subjects that's ad friendly. You're talking about justice for black folks and talking about how bad Caucasian people are or whatever. You're talking about these societies, the ills of society, whereas really when it's all said and done, you're pointing the blame at Caucasian people. They're not going to go for that. You think you're really going to get paid for that? No. This rostrum, this platform that I call the Reality's Tip on Earth, Internet Ministry, I have never monetized this rostrum at no time. Never. I don't believe in selling the truth. I don't believe that you should ask people to buy the truth. And this is the real truth. And truth does not belong to me. I'm just a messenger. I'm just a vessel for that truth. I'm not looking to get paid. It's an honor to be the messenger. It's an honor to know the real truth. And even if I decided to monetize, and if I ask you for one dime, you can believe this. You will see a benefit to the people. You will see a bubblegum machine. You will see a laundromat where you can go wash your clothes. Something after the expense of paying for the internet. Y'all, I mean, if you like me a little bit, pay for the internet. There are those who do send me donations, brother. I like you. Here's a little something. Pay for your internet. When people like you, for real, they will support you. There are those who talk about that my videos are on a poor quality format. Well, if you really want me to move up in the world, then you buy me a computer. You send me the funds I need in order to improve myself. This message is getting out. Does not make any difference about the quality. It's the quality of the truth. It's the quality of the words. It's getting the job done. It's getting the job done to the point where Google has terminated over 100 of my channels. And they don't care how good they look. So that's what's important. Spreading the real truth. And it's not for sale. I'm not for sale. But then we have, brothers and sisters, something that we call parasites. Do you know what a parasite is? A parasite is that which draws the blood from a host and never gives back. That's what a parasite is. So You have the advice show, Jay Miller Speaks Out, and all these other folks. How do they give back? They can take, send me $5. What I'm going to get back for my $5? Just so that you can talk a truth that you should give to me for free? YouTube is free? For real. Now, I'm not just talking about, or could be talking about, the leeches, the parasites on YouTube. I don't have to be talking about them, because y'all give your money to some parasite. It could be a girlfriend. It could be a boyfriend. It could be some cousin. It could be the bank. Somebody is using you as a host, drawing from your blood and not giving you nothing back. I just recently had a conversation going back and forth with my young brother from the Nation of Islam, Brother Ben. And he keeps telling me about the need to do for self. We should do for self. At the same time, while you're doing for self, your leader, Louis Farrakhan, or your pastor, you're doing for yourself, but you're giving money to Farrakhan or your pastor or whoever the leech is. That's why I'm going to say that again. Whoever the leech is, they don't have to do for self. They don't have to do no work. The only thing they have to do is brainwash you, like the advice show, Cynthia G, Jay Miller Speaks Out. They just want to brainwash you enough while you're doing for yourself. You're doing all the hard work. The only thing they have to do, like Louis Farrakhan do, is get on a podium and run your mouth. They are not giving nothing back to this so-called black community. You think that's right? The teacher of Louis Farrakhan, the teacher of the Nation of Islam, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught, and he said, why do the so-called Negro love the white man? You love the white man, you love the Caucasian guy, you love these Caucasian people, you love this nation because it gives you nothing. That's why you love it. See, it's a good thing that we see this in this YouTube. It also exposes who is the real. Why should you be concerned about money? I thought that you was really interested in bringing truth, standing up for the justice for your people. I thought that's what it was all about. But clearly, it's a money problem. It's a money problem because they all got caught up in the fantasy of celebrity. That's what the problem is. So they have the celebrity. Now I want the money. And whether many of them will admit it or not, and you don't have to like this fella called Tommy Sotomayor. But you don't see Tommy Sotomayor crying about the ad crisis. I saw a video of him casually playing golf. He's not tripping off of that at all. This is what they want. They want to be like a Tommy Sotomayor. Many of them set up their platforms with the mics and all that stuff and try to talk and be like and act like Tommy Sotomayor. But Tommy Sotomayor clearly has a connection to his audience to the point where they are willing, if necessary, without YouTube, they will support this man. And actually, if Tommy was wise, he would leave YouTube alone and go in that direction. Because it can only get worse when somebody else controls the media that you use. So instead of crying and begging for money, if you want to cry and beg for money, why don't you beg and cry to the people and create your own black version of YouTube? And then you don't have to worry about it. The people will always be there because they help and participate in the creation of this dark version of YouTube. But now you're angry and upset and want to talk about and make mockery and degrade black folks when, just like O'Shea Jackson said, it's all your fault anyway. Peace forever and always, and welcome to another edition of what I call the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I am the gatekeeper or the host of this program, known here on social media as the mighty Angel Snub Nub 7. I am your soul brother number one and your friend Taalik Ibn'rad. I want to speak about, within these brief few minutes, I want to talk about our brother, and he has called me brother, so I will return that attribute or description, label, brother. I want to talk about our brother that calls himself the Mad Head Doctor. Earlier, within the last few weeks, he made a video about me in response to some comments that I had made to him upon his video about Harriet Tubman and do you or you don't need a plan to run away or something to that effect. And he responded with the video, and he made it very clear, and he hoped that we would still be brothers. We're just discussing an issue, and we're just talking, sharing an opinion, a response to an opinion, and I hope that he would also take this video in the same manner. It has nothing to do with my dislike of him. It has nothing to do with my dislike of his opinion or any of these things. We are brothers and we are talking, and everyone has a right to their opinion. But when it's all said and done, if it has to go down, I am going to be on the side of my brother against any racist or any enemy against the us as a physically, or against the rise of us as a people. With that said, during our discussion about Harriet Tubman, whether we should have a plan, I believe he said that it was crazy for you to run away and don't have a plan, and you're comfortable right now, wait for the right moment. Even to this day, clearly the right moment has not arrived, because the house Negro still lives in the house along with the Mad Head Doctor. You're still living in the house. When will the right time arrive? So we go back and forth, and he does not want to admit that whether you have a plan or don't have a plan, you can be successful in your escape regardless. He refused to accept that as a logical conclusion. So he tells myself and other people who see this quite clear, we are moving the goalposts. And when you move the goalposts, that's being deceptive. How am I being deceptive? When you are being deceptive, there's a benefit. Do I get a cookie? Do I get a brand new car? What do I get in deceit? If I am deceiving a woman, what do I get? I get her underwear. I get a kiss. I get to drive her car. I'm being deceitful. What is it? What is the benefit of my being deceitful, moving the goalposts. No, we are not moving the goalposts. We are giving you an endless array of examples to show that your analogy or your frame of thought is incorrect. Many of us don't like correction. Many of us feel as though we are right. Mind you, this is not to take away that this young man, I would assume that he's younger than I am. I would assume, I don't know. He hides behind a gorilla picture. We're going to talk about that in a second. But, you know, we have many of us, we get on this high pedestal and we think that we are the it. The same thing that I'm saying about this brother, I can say about myself. We must be careful in our arrogance trying to be a know-it-all. And I understand this because as so-called black people, the people of soul, we have been considered nothing. So when we find something that gives us some type of value to make us pump us up, we go for the gusto. We don't like being corrected. Like they say, like Dr. King said on Boondocks, the cartoon, Negroes like to talk, but they hate to explain. So since you really don't want to explain or can't explain, then you talk about, you want to get out of it by just saying, yeah, they moving the goalposts. So he comes back again and want to nitpick. I guess he's angry at me and want to show me that I'm not as smart as I think that I am. I'm not trying to be smart. I'm using logic. I'm always open to correction, and I do understand that what was correct today might be incorrect tomorrow. That's not my problem. So he comes back, he wants to nitpick with me, nitpick my comment when I said that the Facebook killer is a product of this society. And so he says, you're blaming society. Why not blame society? Easy, simplistic analogy. If I come from a family that eat pork, there's a 99% chance I'm going to eat pork. If my family is Christian, chances are I'm going to believe in Jesus. So you live in a society filled with drug addicts, murderers, liars, manipulators, rapists, pedophiles, all kinds of indecent behavior and filthy type of behaviors, violent behaviors. Why is it a shock that this society produced this Facebook killer? He's a product of this society. It's expected. Why are you shocked? Then he gets upset because I call the man a demon. What is he? What do you call an evil and wicked person that would shoot down an unarmed elderly man? What do you want to call him? So I said, well, let me call him Sweetie Pie. And I haven't heard from him since. Actually, I haven't heard from him since when I brought this fact to him while you're nitpicking my comment. Here you are, you have something to say, negative to say about all the pro-black folks. All the pro-black folks are so fake. Umar is fake, Sarah Sunseti is fake, Amos Wilson is fake, and so forth. You got a whole list. Nobody satisfies you. Everybody is wrong. Now, I could be guilty of this also, but I make very clear my position. I present to the brothers and the sisters what I find in error, and I make a comment on it. No more, no less, so they can be successful. I want to show you that you are in error here, but if you get rid of that, you can go on to better things. You will not be successful going in this direction. Offer simple advice, hoping, and I want you to be successful. Here you are, you hide your face. Sarah Sunseti, myself, Dr. Umar Johnson, all these people, these fake pro-black folks, the ones that you always talking about, they out in the open. They show their face. Why you hide? Why are you hiding your face? What are you ashamed of? You so smart, you so intelligent. Why you don't want people to see your face? Show your face like everybody else. That makes you fake. That makes you fake. Who are you to talk about anybody? Then you hide behind a gorilla. What is it that the racists always like to call the people of soul? The so-called Negro, the descendants of slaves born in America having dark skin. What is it that they always like to call us? They like to call us gorillas. They like to call us apes and monkeys. And this is out of all the images you can choose, this is the image that you've chosen for yourself. Hide behind the picture of a gorilla, an ape, a monkey. Then above all, with all your critique of these fake pro-black, I don't know what that means. We need to know what pro-black really is, and then we want to know what it means to be a fake pro-black. I don't know what that is. And I'm pretty sure he would have came to me like that, but I am not pro-black. In fact, it's very clear, I don't represent black at all. I represent the people of soul, the descendants of slaves born in America having dark skin. I don't never say black this and black that. I only say black because it's the only way that you can understand where I'm coming from. And then I use soul or other examples to describe us. If we need, in order to get up out of racism, why are we holding on to that which caused the problem? I'm not going to be part of your race garbage. I'm not black. I'm not going to be part of your race garbage. Don't call me your African crap. All that stuff race is made up. And y'all holding on and clinging to it. That's what got you in the situation that we find ourselves in right now. So you don't like the pro-black. Everything Umar Johnson said, Sarah Susan said, what's his name? So there's so many people. He has many videos talking about the pro-black. Mind you, now let me say this very clearly. The brother is intelligent, and many of the points that the brother makes is spot on. I have no intent to unsubscribe. I have no intent to dislike. None of that. Many of the things that he's saying is right on time. The same kind of points I would make. However, with all your talk, he offers no kind of solution at all. So if Dr. Umar is wrong, so if Sarah Susan Seti or Polite or Dr. Claude Anderson, the countless fake pro-blacks that he talks about, since they are incorrect, they are wrong, then what is your solution? What is your answer? Out of all his videos, he offers no solution at all. Nothing. Not even to go to the grocery store and buy a banana and feed the gorilla. He offers nothing. No solution at all. You're going to talk about somebody, but don't give them an alternative. Now, I will talk, but I also give you an alternative. I have a video in the description box, the real solution for the problems of Black America. That's my solution. Whether you want to accept it, we don't know if it will work until you try it. You don't know that. But at least I offer a solution if we will stop hating on one another and be the brothers and sisters we claim that we are. But I understand why you can't be a brother. I understand why you can't be a sister. I understand it from our very creation. I understand that now. So it's not no shock. It's no shock that you will listen to my solution that you claim you want to hear, but you're really not interested. Because I understand you 1000% now. So with that said, not only for the mad head doctor, but for myself, we must be careful being all arrogant, know-it-alls, and think that we got it going on like that. Because we don't. We are in a struggle. Be kind to our brothers and sisters, and let us try to compromise and work together so that we can solve this dilemma, get out of this problem once and for all. Thank you for listening. Jot down your comments. Until next time, y'all, as Don Cornelius always said, I wish us love, peace, and soul.